And hello friends, potatoes are with you. And today we have under consideration the best, probably the most practical. Most likely this is the kind of elevator you will do in general in your Minecraft world, because today it is just as practical as possible, as compact as possible, as simple as possible, as cheap as possible. If you want it very much, and ask for it in the comments, then I will even most likely do an analysis of this elevator. But before you start watching, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like it, write a comment, and also click on the bell, so as not to miss new daily videos. But we're getting started. So we jump off this pedestal. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is such a traveling merchant, and in general, here he is the elevator itself. We have it consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and shorter. Yes, I probably think that you are already tired of these elevators, but today look shorter. Here is a real elevator that you are likely to build. It is practically impossible to make it smaller in any way. Here it is made on the simplest mechanics that are generally available for this functionality, and today everything is even painted here. It's even possible that you will understand something without a full analysis of this elevator, but again, if you want, just write, and most likely I will do an analysis of this elevator. So well, let's read this little book. Hi. It's me again. By the way, my nickname is VolleyWolf31. I built this elevator for the bases, as some people wanted. This elevator can be extended up to 15 floors. I will tell you how the mechanism works in other books. I tried very hard to make it low capacity for red dust. And so with your viewers, like and subscribe. Yes, he says it all right. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we continue. In short, here we have, as I have already said, 6 floors more precisely. And that's essentially what it is still arranged here, from such a winch that turns. Here we have a mechanism, and look at what kind of power supply. Here is such a fan, and not some ordinary creative motor. In general, everything is made as realistic as possible. It consists of a clutch. Here is a regressive mechanism, and here, accordingly, the winch itself. And in short, we have sensors there that have stoppers that allow it to move as smoothly as possible. And in general, not get stuck anywhere. Let's test it and continue to disassemble its mechanism. In short, this is our call button, as you may have already understood. It is on the 1st floor, so let's go straight to the 6th floor. And op. Look at the speed carefully. What speed do we have here? So let's take a look. Here, we have acceleration as much as 256 revolutions per minute. In short, let's try to come to the second one now. It accelerates to the maximum speed and still hits clearly, because there are such stoppers here. They protrude both from below and from above. And from above and below, we have no stoppers because, in principle, the stopper T does not need to be stopped, because we just have its extreme position. Here we have some kind of 3rd floor, and here is the 3rd floor. Excellent. Straight really, as fast as possible, as clearly as possible. Look, hop and opa. We are already right here. Hop and pop. Yes, in short, it's really very cool. I do not know. It seems to me that this elevator is even steeper than the high-speed one that was on the crafting computer, because, well, this one we have purely to just poke around. In short. By the way, it says here, if we somehow bump into the buttons there, he will recover anyway, and come to the right floor. In short. In general, let's take a look now. So here too, the shorter accelerated a lot. Let's look at its mechanism. Again, here he has indicators, or rather readers. Here are the stoppers. They transmit everything to us, on a wired transmitter, and in general, here they are the brains themselves. By the way, they are quite small. For 6 floors, it is very small. Look here, literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Here we have 5, here also 5. In short, there are a few of these transmitters, and in fact, if we do not have 3 floors, then it is a very cumbersome design. So, let's start with this biggest mechanism. Let's say these 2 floors are needed to memorize the task and to activate the stopping piston. In short, we have everything signed here. Also look here, we have a signal coming from the buttons along the way, doing these to indicate the task, including the clutch. Here we have a transmitter on the clutch. There is absolutely the same receiver on the clutch. Here, as you can see, we have a regular piston. A redstone transmits to each other, and accordingly, a ration signal is transmitted here. These we have alternately change here, because in short it is necessary. Here again we have a clutch. It turns out for us that it does not transmit anything. But here it is just the same to start transmitting a signal. And from above, we have essentially the same thing. It's just a copy. I don't know more precisely. A copy. In short, a copy of this one. What does it say on top here? It is written a signal that goes to the reversing mechanism. That is, here we have a signal coming out of here, more precisely, the receiver, because it transmits it here, and activates the whole thing accordingly. In general, mechanism is quite simple. So I think we will not stay here for a long time. Let's move on to the next one. This mechanism is needed to reset the mechanism. The elevator can stop between floors if you decide to push buttons at the same time. In short, if we break it, then this mechanism works for us. That is, the clutch is transmitted here like this, and the clutch is more precisely the signal. Here it goes, it goes. Here we have a reverse. Well, more precisely, an inversion is going on. Here we also have a signal. In short, hop hop. Here it is after 4 ticks, and in principle, as I understand it. It simply brings the elevator to some position, that is, let's say up or down where it was moving there, or to the extreme. So, the following, as I understand it, this mechanism we have here is of such a form. It's unclear here, and let's count what's here. With the help of this mechanism, the direction of the elevator is determined and remembered. In short, here we have, as I understand it, it is remembered, determined, that is, a signal goes to the reversing mechanism, and it is also remembered where it moved. This is our floor sensors. Just the same, here they are sensors. We can take a look. Our red color is always the first floor, and that's just the same red color. Where is he anyway? And apparently he is not here, because this is an extreme situation. All right, and here we also have it coming from us. That is, it comes from the buttons. It also comes from the sensors. Come here, through the comparator, through such a thing, and it goes to the reversing mechanism, and here we have a delay of 10 ticks from the reversing one, in order to change the direction in general. This is also quite simple for us. What do we have here? By the way, we had something written here. This goes to the stop pistons. That is, to these pistons that are being pushed out here. And this determines which piston is needed for stopping. That is, the upper or lower one. By the way, it's pretty cool here. Just the same. This is a variable mechanism. Well, in fact, this is probably the last scheme that is here. This is it. The same mechanism for memorizing the task, but without the choice of stopping pistons, since they are simply not needed on the extreme floors, because here, as you can see, we just have, well, like the Earth. There on top we have the extreme position of this winch in general, and there is nowhere else to move, and in fact, there is no need for a piston there, and therefore, why complicate this whole thing, if you can do it as follows, just so that it stops, and in principle, nothing more. Here, we have it all going to the reverse mechanism. If a signal is given from the redstone, which we may have here, this is where we determine the direction. Here everything changes. Here I forgot that, to be honest. This is the most complex mechanism, and for memorizing the task of activating the desired direction. In short, these are essentially the most important brains. It fixes everything for us. It also remembers where we have what is. And it's just like that, well, in principle for extreme positions, which we have very simple as it is. In general, this is all that is needed for the elevator. I'm sure it can somehow be hidden somewhere I don't know, underground maybe. Because here, in fact, we have redstone transmitters that are wireless, and it can really be taken out somewhere. There may be 20 blocks away from the elevator, if you don't have enough space. Here again, everything is very simple. In general, the commission is cumbersome. In fact, it's all possible to move these strokes somewhere, but leave it in place, and, accordingly, it takes up very little space. That is, here is the cabin itself, in fact, and there are literally a couple of blocks around it, but also a power supply. Again, we have a very simple power supply here. It is enough to make such a small fan that will accelerate up to 256 revolutions per minute here, and all this will be transmitted here a little bit like that. Here, by the way, is the reversing mechanism itself, which is located here. That is, he does the clutch here and reverses it. By the way, if we do it here, it will probably go down, if I'm not mistaken. Let's still try to wipe. I want to break everything. So, it turns out that we are going to the first floor. I wonder, by the way, what will happen. Yes, let's go to the first floor. He is now going to the extreme position and, no, seriously? But no, wait, but no, after all, he got hooked here. Yes, look here, we had one block. Let's still make sure that he doesn't cling to anything, and goes to the first floor, to the last position. So here's the second one, and now the first one. We all broke it. So we generally move underground, and if now on the second, and that's it. See how? We really got to the second one right clearly, because we have very smart stoppers than before we had. Remember some sequencer, that's all. Why use a sequencer if you can do this? Moreover, we have sequencers that work systematically. If something suddenly fails, it does not adapt to our new conditions. And here everything is gorgeous. It adapts as much as possible. That is, there are just feet. It comes to us. Yes, this signal receiver, as it is called, forgot to contact the signals, and it turns out that everything is like traffic stops. In short, very cool. It's real. I did not know. It is a very versatile elevator, and also so compact. The subscriber is a genius. Well, there was a potato with you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, put likes, write comments. Also just be sure to click on the bell, so as not to miss the daily videos.